Morning, everybody. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're at, whatever time zone you're in. So today we're going to talk about HSAs and healthcare, taxes. It's going to be kind of an investment video, sort of, kind of. So anyway, if you're new to my channel, thank you for coming in. Hopefully you'll join and subscribe. For those who have been here a while, thank you for coming back. I'm going to go off of this screen, and so I don't want to be the focus of attention here. I want you all to pay attention to what I'm saying. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit. Hopefully this won't be too loud. I got to go over here and close this window. Okay, I have a lot of noise going on outside my window. So there's definitely some tax advantages in having a health savings account. If anybody has any comments to leave below on any of this, please feel free to leave it. A health savings account is a tax advantage account to help cover out-of-pocket healthcare expenses for those who are international and don't have this thing where you're at. If you are international and have it, please let us know below. I'm just curious because I believe in a lot of the European countries, they automatically take money out for your health care. So here in the U.S., we have a thing called HSAs where we can put money away and we don't get taxed on it. And it helps us with our taxes a little bit. I mean, not a whole lot, but, you know, every little bit helps. So even if you're not covered by your medical plan, in 2022, you can contribute up to $3,650 if you have an individual health insurance, or up to $7,300 for family coverage. So if you'll be 55 or older at the end of the year, which this year I'm doing this is 2022, you can put in an extra $1,000 in catch-up contributions. So all of these things keep accumulating normally. And this will help you in your taxes if that's a thing for you. More than 80% of large employers currently offer an HSA to their employees. And according to surveys, by the way, I'm getting all this information out of Money Magazine, Harvard Business Review, and Kiplinger's, just so you know that I'm not like making this stuff up out of the air. I got to remember to put that on my presentation. I'm not getting it off of Google. I'm getting it from our experts, okay? So according to a recent survey by benefits consultant Willis Towers Watson, not everybody is eligible to contribute to an HSA. In order to participate in the health insurance plan, you must have a high deductible plan. Typically, the monthly premiums for a high deductible plan are lower, but you'll pay out of pocket a lot more before the insurance coverage kicks in. For 2022, the health plan must have a deductible of at least $1,400 for self coverage or $2,800 for family coverage. And if you need to talk to somebody about how to choose which one to get into, you probably can go to your human resources person wherever you work, and they might be able to help you, or I can try and help you, put you in the right direction to find somebody. But most companies will have some sort of this in the company. So you have to decide, go and talk to your HR people and an expert in your business on if this will work for you or not. You almost might want to talk to an accountant too if the taxes are a big issue for you. The health plan must also have a limit on out-of-pocket medical expenses that you're required to pay. Out-of-pocket expenses include deductibles, co-payments, other amounts, but they do not include premiums. For 2022, the out-of-pocket limit for self-only coverage is $7,050. It's $14,100 for family coverage, and according to the IRS, only deductibles and expenses for services within the health plan network should be used to determine whether the limit applies. So again, you would need to talk to a tax expert if you think this is going to be an issue for you. If you need help finding somebody, let me know. I have some of my own that are very good, and I can give you some help suggestions. The tax advantages of HSAs are threefold. You can contribute them on a pre-tax basis, and your savings will grow over time. They will grow over time tax-free, and withdrawals will also be tax-free as long as they are used to cover qualified medical expenses. So not everything is qualified. That's the trick. So there's a whole list of things they could cover, and you might want to look at that list before you even join, because if you're like me and you don't get sick that often, it might not even be a benefit for you. HSAs offer a lot of flexibility, but you just got to remember that this is going to come out of your paycheck. Okay, like you might have $20 to $50 coming out. You know, this isn't like a free thing. You are still paying for it. You're just not getting taxed on it. HSAs offer a lot of flexibility, unlike a flexible spending account for healthcare. An HSA is not a use it or lose it account. The funds won't disappear if you don't use them by the end of the year. In fact, you get a bigger benefit from an HSA if you use other cash to pay for your current out-of-pocket medical bills and allow the funds to grow. Many HSA plans allow you to invest all or portions of your contributions in mutual funds. So this is another thing where you need to get like a financial planner or an investor to help you out and see how you can make your money grow. And it will be growing tax-free, right? Because this is a tax-free account. So that's why I put this on Investment Saturday, because I feel like it's kind of an investment type thing. It's a different way of investing if you've used all your other resources up. All right, so you can invest part of it or all of it into mutual funds, and that offers more potential for long-time growth. And you'll get it all if you put it all into contributions in a money market account or a savings account. One strategy is to invest enough money in a low-risk account to cover your current year health insurance deductible. So if your deductibles are super high, this might be a way to invest them, and invest the rest of them in mutual funds for longer-term expenses. Typically, account holders who contribute to HSAs through payroll deductions make regular fixed contributions throughout the year. However, you're allowed to change your contributions amount as long as they don't exceed the maximum contribution limits. And they will usually tell you this when you sign up, what your limits are. The flexibility distinguishes an HSA from flexible spending accounts and health insurance policies, which require you to experience an IRS qualifying event, such as getting married or divorced, in order to make a change during the year. So you can make changes throughout the year, and you don't have to like get married, divorced, or anything else new in your life. HSAs provide you with an unlimited amount of time after you pay for your medical expenses to reimburse yourself. If you're paying medical expenses with cash rather than tapping into the account, then you hold on to the receipts, because you can reimburse those expenses with funds from your HSA at any time. Now, they need to be qualifying funds, just so you know, because there are things that I've tried to get reimbursed for, and it's not on the list. So even years after you've incurred the expense in your interim, your funds will grow tax-free. So this is a great way to make your money. HSAs help prepare for future health and wealth needs, says Patricia Graves, which is the advisor for Society for HR Management. I have no idea who she is, but that's what she says. She's an expert, I guess. So your HR department is probably your first bet to go. You might want to go to a tax advisor. You could go to a financial planner. And this is particularly true for retirees. You can't contribute to an HSA once you signed up for Medicare, at least according to the current law. And this is all law that's in the U.S., by the way. I don't know about international law. I don't have anything on that currently. There is legislation pending in Congress that may change that, but right now, at least according to current law, you cannot sign up for an HSA with Medicare. Now, you notice a lot of the people that are in Congress and making these decisions are older people. So that's probably one of the reasons they might be changing the current law. Just an observation. But after you sign up for Medicare, you can still use the funds tax-free for medical expenses. And that's the key, because you're going to get older, you might end up needing more medical expenses. So after age 65, you can withdraw money for non-medical expenses without having to pay a 20% penalty. But you will pay taxes on those withdrawals, by the way. Ideally, you should use the money for healthcare costs, which can be significant when you retire. That's when things start falling apart, right? When you stop moving. But that's a whole nother video. And the list of eligible expenses is long, along with the deductibles, the co-pays, the medical costs that aren't covered by insurance. And you could check with like nursing costs because you might need an in-house nurse once in a while, all those kinds of things. HSA dollars can also pay a portion of the long-term care insurance premiums. There you go. Depending on the age of the account holder. So that's another thing to look into. You need to find like an expert in HSA. If you need any help in that, or anybody knows anybody who can help with that, please comment below. For those who are sticking to the end of this video, because I know some of my videos can be kind of long. So HSA can cover the cost of travel essentials for medical care. Those who stick around and listen to me and my boring talk till the end will benefit the most, because the more I keep talking, the more knowledge is coming out, right? So HSAs can help cover the cost of travel essentials for medical care. So that's another one. Should you have to travel out of the state for a specific medical procedure, you can use your funds from your HSA to cover the cost of the flight or train. It's to pay for gas, for parking fees, for tolls. The Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security CARES Act, enacted in 2020, in response to the pandemic, expanded the types of HSA eligible expenses. And these changes are permanent, by the way. So over-the-counter drugs purchased on January 1, 2020 or later are now HSA eligible without a prescription. So those include pain relievers, cough suppressants, antihistamines, and other drugs that could treat issues from heartburn to acne. The law also includes feminine hygiene products to the list of expenses that are eligible for HSA funds. Hey, ladies. Some companies encourage employees to sign up for high-deductible plans by offering matching HSA contributions. The employer contribution was about $867 in 2021, according to an HSA consulting firm. And not all employers offer HSAs, but as long as you sign up for a high-deductible plan, you can open one on your own with a financial institution that provides HSAs. So if there is a financial institution that you know of that provides HSAs, and you care to share it with the rest of us, and you've managed to make it through this long of a video, then feel free to plug yourself. You may also choose to shop around in your employer's plan and come up with something with high fees or mediocre investment options. And, you can get a financial planner, like I said, or a tax person to also help you in that if this is, something you want to look into. You may sacrifice some of the perks if you choose this path, says Rich Ward, Managing Director and Head of Health Solutions at TIAA, an HSA provider. There's one right there if you're interested, TIAA. Okay. Using an HSA outside your employer's offering may mean foregoing the convenience of having pre-tax contributions deducted from your paycheck. So you just need to keep that in mind. But if you don't have one at where you work, then this might be the only option you have. So in addition, you may not be eligible for matching contributions if you opt out of an HSA that's not offered. Okay, so if it's offered at your employer, that would probably be the best way to go. Now, if they don't have any HSA where you work, then you want to look into an outside place. If you have an HSA through your employer-sponsored plan and lose your job, the account is yours to keep. And you can still use the funds anytime, tax-free for qualified medical expenses. Although health insurance premiums are typically not considered qualified medical expenses, there is an exception if you use withdrawals to pay premiums for COBRA coverage, COBRA coverage, which lets you continue your employer-based insurance up to 18 months after you leave a job. And this came about in the last 10 to 20 years. They started this for people that lost their job to make sure they had health insurance. And the HSA will also let you pay your premiums to COBRA, and it will let you pay for other health insurance premiums if you're collecting unemployment benefits. And I don't know about European. I do know this is in the United States, as I'm speaking of the United States in this video. Because of recent increases in the cost of living, HSA contribution limits will rise significantly for 2023. Of course it will, right? Everything else is too, so why not? All right, so because of recent increases in the cost of living, HSA limits will rise. The annual contribution limit for self-only coverage will increase from $3,650 to $3,850. And if you have family coverage, the limit will jump from $7,300, wow, to $7,750, $7,750. That's significant. Catch-up contributions for account holders who are 55 or older will be $1,000, the same as 2022. So this gives you some insight into the future here too, that the HSA contribution limits will rise. So that's all I have to say. This is a 16-minute video. I was trying to talk fast. Hopefully everybody got something out of it. And those who stayed till the end, God bless more. They got more information and they got an insight into the future. I appreciate you all. Please come back soon.